How to not want to kill yourself is one of the questions I've asked myself when I was 17. I've kind of struggled to answer positively. Some days I wish somebody would help me and tell me this stuff I'm about to say in this presentation. But to be quite honest with you, I was too stubborn and I wasn't ready for that information. I think a big part of life is being ready for something. So if you don't feel ready for this, I would say don't watch this video. Honestly, you really have to go into it with an open mind. It's coming from a person that used to live a passive existence. An unfortunate thing is that a lot of people solve their problems of not wanting to live, or to be quite specific, of wanting to die, by quite literally not living. Not in the sense that you commit suicide, right? But in the sense that you live such a passive life that it cannot even be called living. So if you're not alive to begin with, well, that kind of solves your issue of wanting to die. It's a very sad existence. It's like we're scared of succeeding. It's like we're scared of trying. We're so insecure that some higher force is stopping us. I don't know. It's very strange. And as I look back onto the period I had when I was younger and couldn't find any meaning in life, I definitely wasn't leading a fulfilling life, and I definitely wasn't taking these 5 steps. I see I was scared of even trying to live life. So maybe my biggest advice before we get into this is obviously be open-minded, but try to live life. It's a very big one. You only get one shot, and yeah, you might rely with your stupid religion or whatever, but that's not guaranteed. People just made it up. Like, sooner you realize people just made that shit up. Or could be a god. I happen to believe in a god, but there's no proof, right? Life is full of uncertainties, and I think I'm leading a blind faith into God, but I'm fine taking that risk. I'm fine admitting that it's a blind faith. It's not certain, but not everything has to be certain. But that's for a different day. I'm going off topic, sorry. Another thing I just want to say before we get into this, these 5 steps, it's not something I want to trick you with. It's not some course. It's not some bullshit. It's not some literal 5 steps like go clean your room, go talk to that girl. No, it's a very subjective grasp of reality. Everything is perception. Everything is how you view it, and we all have our own different opinions and whatnot. So these are more 5 mental steps. Now, obviously, if I were to give you some steps as in what to literally do, I would say fight your addictions as much as you can and organize your life. So, for example, stop scrolling, stop watching porn as much as you can, and clean your room. It's very simple. Like that gives you discipline, organization. Easy. But this is not some guide as to what to literally do. I'm not going to tell you. I'm more going to tell you how to process life as it will come at you. Because the Stoics, they were right. They were right when they said sometimes things will just happen, and it's all about how you react to them. Unfortunately, that's the truth. Look at the sole act of you being born. Did you make that happen? No, that just kind of happened. Why? How? It's very complicated, and I think the essence of life is asking that question your whole life. Like, why? Finding out. Living life. So, with that said, enough yapping. You have to come into this with full focus and open mind. This is a very big thing. I've arrived, in case you're curious of how I've arrived at these 5 steps, go look at my first video. It's a bit lower quality. It's not that different. The fucking presentation style is the same. I just had a different mic. I've come at it from looking at all the major philosophies and deriving the main points that they all agree on. And I've just kind of started to see a pattern. And that if you treat a situation that comes at you and take these 5 steps in the situation, it's a 5-step thought process, then you can deal with any situation. Any. So let's get right to it. Hoc tua. So as usual, I have what we're going to be talking about. First, what actually is fulfillment, or just we're on the same note, how I would simply describe it. Why should we even strive for it? Then we'll have the 5 steps in detail and a rule of thumb for you to remember. So first of all, let's get right into what is fulfillment actually in my grasp. Fulfillment to me simply can be described as doing something meaningful and overcoming challenges. That's the whole thing. That's what fulfillment to me is finding meaning in the suffering that life brings along. And then you'll be fulfilled. Fulfillment to me isn't this fake dopamine hit. It is the genuine dopamine hit to your brain. Now, what do I mean by this? The fake dopamine hit is the addictions we have, the scrolling. So how does that apply in my day-to-day life? Well, for example, I work as a bartender, and to me, that is doing something meaningful. Why? I found meaning in it, and it's all about perspective. you have to kind of find your own meaning in your stuff, whatever you do, even if it's being in a slave 9 to 5. If you have a higher mission, this 9 to 5 is just a part of a higher mission, right? Of your bigger goal. For me, bartending is, at the end of the day, just allows me to live, and my higher goal is doing this, doing philosophy, writing. That's what I love. But I've actually come to find the meaning in it. Instead of looking at, I'm a slave, I'm doing these drinks that I'm not really passionate about, I don't even drink alcohol that much, I'm serving all these fucking narcissistic retards, my boss is an asshole, he's like an egotistic psychopath that is just building his empire, and it's just like all his greed, like when are you gonna be satisfied with all the money you have, you fucking dumbass? Yeah, that's true. All the bosses I have stumbled upon, they're pretty psychopathic. I don't know why. Like, is it only psychopaths that can be bosses? It's so weird. But I have actually come to find a meaning, because I've realized, well, I live this kind of hedonistic lifestyle that, to me, is like, if you're not having fun, then why live in the first point? It's very important. So I'm just trying to have fun with it. And I've come to find out that the people that go into the bar, they're kind of escaping life in a way. It's a very sad thing to admit. So I see the people walking to the bar, and I think, okay, well, these people are evidently escaping their lives, or they just want to have fun, just like me. So I'm having fun with them. I'm no stiff, serious, no sub kind of guy. Because if you are like that, then you view everyone like that. And then ever since I've started to view that I'm just this guy that wants to have fun, I suddenly see that everyone else wants to have fun too. So the people arrive in the bar, I joke around, there's two guys. I'm like, oh, you're here to hump some bitches, right? How about you tell that girl that you're gonna spray mayonnaise all over her? And he's like, what the fuck is this guy saying? It's like laughing, being very fun. And I ask them about their lives, and it's very fun for me. I love the job. Now, the other part of overcoming the challenges is, well, obviously it's being stuck there, and I don't want to do it forever. I would just, just do it now and then. I don't want to be hustling and making all this money. It's not even that amazing money from it, to be honest. It's okay for the standard here. But if you guys in the US or whatever you're watching, you'd be shocked at how low the wage is. Jesus. But the other part of overcoming challenges, I'm more of a head guy, So I'm very good at socializing. I've learned that it's a skill. I've learned it. I've become better and better. I'm very good. I've read some books. I love philosophy. I love debating. I love writing. And those are all things that I do more with my head. But when it comes to handiwork, doing shit with my hands, boy, I doubt that I would even change a tire on my car, honestly. I guess I could do it. That's the part of me overcoming the challenge, right? When it comes to bartending as well, when I started, I wasn't passionate about making those cocktails. Like it was a lot of work, and everybody wants you to be so eager, so fast, like so scared of there's a line over there. I just don't have that in my mind, because I'm not a handyman, I'm not I could never throw those bottles around and juggle. I could never do that, but that's the part of me overcoming the challenge. So I'm doing something meaningful and overcoming challenges, and that is the whole point of life. If you have a passion, let's say basketball is your passion, then you'll be doing something meaningful, but you have to overcome the challenge of your discipline. If you're a more disciplined, handy guy, but you're not very smart in your ways of thinking, that's strategic, then you'll be doing something meaningful, and you have to overcome that challenge. It's all that, and that is real fulfillment. Now, I've heard somewhere that it's because of our biology that thousands of years ago we would go hunt, and you wouldn't just have this quick dopamine hit. You wouldn't just go outside, boom, hunt, donezo. Easy. That's what we get nowadays, because you're home, you open up TikTok, boom, scroll, happiness. Boom, born, happiness. No, that's not the real dopamine. The real dopamine back then would be that you would have to go hunt. You'd hunt for a day straight. You'd fucking track down this animal, whatever. Then you'd finally get it, and boom, big dopamine hit. That's how it's supposed to be. That's what I've heard somewhere. So that's why I don't really indulge in these modern quick dopamine hits. At least I try not to, because if there's not some challenge to it, then it's not real fulfillment. It's gonna make you feel empty soon. It's like, imagine drinking a liter of water, and it hydrates you beautifully. It's like this real hydration. And then instead you choose to drink fucking 200 milligrams of Red Bull. Now that is not gonna hydrate you as much. It is not really fulfill you. It's not gonna hydrate you fully. It's gonna go away, and eventually that energy spike is gonna fade, and you'll be even more tired than before. So that to me is fulfillment, just so we're on the same note. Now, why should I even strive for it? Why should I care about that shit? Like, why should I just get these quick dopamine hits? Well, if you keep getting these quick dopamine hits and escaping existence, you won't really have a reason to wake up. You gotta have kind of a mission. Unfortunately, we humans work the best when we have a mission, when we have a meaning, when you're like a fucking pig on a treadmill chasing a carrot on a stick. Unfortunately, that's how we exist, and you're in this endless chase, and you should have a life goal that is kind of non-achievable. But that's just how it works. Unfortunately, your life goal shouldn't be happiness. That is just one thing to be. You should just be happy. You should just enjoy life. That is not something to chase. That is the wrong thing to chase, because as soon as you ask someone, what is your life goal? They say just to be happy. That clearly says to you that they're not happy. Your life goal should be something that you're not right now. So what is my life goal? I don't know, to write a book. Once I finish that, well, we'll see what's next. But that's it for now. I guess my biggest life goal is just to die with a smile. Pretty interesting. How do you do that? Well, I'm trying to find out. Life is full of suffering. That's another big one. Why strive for fulfillment? Well, maybe because life is not that fun in the grand scheme. There's a lot of suffering. There's a lot of stuff you won't want to do if you actually want to achieve something. And even if, like, pick your poison. Yeah, sure. If you're living a passive existence, then you're living a life you don't want to live. And that is suffering in and of itself. If you want to live the life that you actually want to live and strive for the goal you have and you have been born to have, the gift you have, then that will be suffering as well, because you have to sacrifice a lot for it. So you have to go for the fulfillment, because if you're doing all this without the fulfillment part, then you will just feel the suffering. You gotta have something to be willing to suffer for. Passive existence is a misery, and you will die. It's like, imagine your life as if you were to die in the next year. Oh, fuck the next year, in the next month. Write down, what have you always wanted to do? Go do that, bro. That's simple, because you will die. That's guaranteed. I'm sorry if you have been told by a religion that you'll go to heaven, you'll do that. Bro, if anyone is ever certain about some possibility or option of the afterlife, then they're definitely wrong. I think that there is something afterlife, but I don't know. And neither does any other religion. Neither does anyone. Those people that are certain in things are usually wrong. All of this I'm saying. If someone comes with a counter argument, I'd listen with an open mind and say, yeah, you can be right. Maybe we're both right, and maybe we're both wrong. But I'd never say, no, it's just my truth. It's just me. Human stubbornness has caused the most suffering, because humans are fucking stubborn retards. So, rule number 0, be open-minded. Before you do any of this, as I said, don't even fucking watch this video if you're not ready, if you're not open-minded. If someone would have shown my stubborn self this video, I'd probably not even listen to it properly. So rule number 0 before we go into this, be open-minded. Stubbornness stops you. It stops you from fulfillment. It stops you from growing. It stops you from everything, honestly. Stubbornness is the worst character trait you can have. Pride stops you. If you have this ego, realize that ego is your enemy. If you have this ugly, ugly ego about always thinking that you're better, like, think about the people that think we live in a simulation. They're always so certain about it. Why does the average human think we live in a simulation? Well, it's a possibility. I don't, like, it's a great possibility that we do live in one. But the thing is, the reason why you're so certain is that you think you're more than all the other people. But guess what? There's thousands, millions of other people that think we live in a simulation, all thinking they're better than the other people. At the end of the day, none of them are probably right, honestly. I think we're all alive. Like, I think the people arguing that I am the only conscious human and maybe my family, that is just your pride. You just want to feel superior. That's why we're trying to eat our dishes with fucking etiquette and bullshit. Just trying to feel superior to animals. That's why religion exists, you know? So it's pride, stubbornness. If nothing changes, nothing changes. That's the age-old rule. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Yeah. Your life will be the same. If you change nothing, well, then nothing will change. Quite simply. You gotta change something, obviously. You cannot just think, well, I wanna be a millionaire and then fucking buy a Starbucks coffee every single day. Bro, if nothing changes, nothing changes. It's that simple. You gotta change. With that said, let's focus on the 5 steps. The 5 mental steps. Number 1, accept the lack of full control. This is one of the biggest, most important things that it's only the first step and people are already failing this. I see so many people not accepting the lack of full control. So what does it really mean? Reality at the end of the day is limited. The things that you wish for if you don't act upon them, for example, they will not come. They will not come into reality, right? Imagine we're playing chess on a chessboard and you're this little tiny kid. Yeah, look at the board, accept it, pick a strategy. You look at this board, and the first step before doing any move in any certain situation that comes at you, you gotta look at the board and realize that no matter how much you believe in free will or not, you still have a board to play on. You cannot play outside the board. You can think outside the box. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Sure. But you still have limitations. You have this board you play upon, and don't be a little child looking at the board and wishing it would be different. Like, why is it like this? No, just accept it. Just accept it and pick the best strategy you can. I recently watched an interview with Bonnie Blue, the woman that slept with 1,000 men. What it was, like 1,050 men in one day, I think, which is insane. I don't even know how you managed that with your time. I hope I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear the guy in the interview said it was 1,000 guys. And I could shame her, but at the end of the day, she looked at the board and she picked a strategy. Like, what did she do wrong, bro? Like, what the fuck? So that's the first thing. Accept the lack of full control. You gotta accept it. Before you accept it, you were born into a body and you cannot change it. Just accept what you cannot change. That's why people are forcing the fucking plastic surgeries, forcing you to want to change the stuff you cannot change. That is one of the biggest businesses and one of the biggest scams in humanity, wanting you to change the things you cannot change. Because they know they get you with that, because everyone wants that. So don't get trapped into that and accept the lack of full control. That's why I don't even fucking care about politics. I accept the lack of full control. I accept that, like, it's politics literally is choosing the lesser evil. That's all it is. So I accept it. I don't fucking care about that stupid shit. Step number 2. Realize desire is suffering. So what do I mean by that? Isn't that very similar to the first step? No. So what we're talking about, desire is suffering. So we're talking about that short-term happiness leads to long-term sadness. So first of all, those are those quick dopamine hits. If you are picking stuff to just be happy in the now, then you're ignoring your true desires, your life's mission. You gotta realize that to actually desire something, you will have to suffer for it. Inevitably. If you want a bigger fucking ass and a better physique, if you want to be good at anything in the world, you will unfortunately have to suffer for it. So stop ignoring those short-term happinesses. Just go and do the work. I really recommend the rule of 2 minutes. Whenever I don't want to do something, I just go and do it for 2 minutes, and I get into the flow very quick, and then I just continue doing it. And there are days where, yeah, I really don't feel like it. I'm writing my book, I do it for 5 minutes, and I really stop after 5 minutes. But at least I've done something. Realize that, unfortunately, to have a fulfilling life and to actually do something with your existence, you will have to suffer. By avoiding suffering, you are suffering in the long term, which is so worse. Be willing to thank your past self. Now, another way to look at this is, I also say, 50% to enjoy now, 50% to enjoy tomorrow. I also don't like the mentality of people only living for their desire, like only suffering, right? Like the David Goggins mentality, in my opinion, is good in a way that it can help you with the discipline. Listening to the guy is educational. It's great. But to be honest, like, I don't really like that. Like, if you want to live like that, sure, it's great. If you really want to live like that, but don't be a slave to it. Don't be a slave to going to the gym. Like, I, for example, don't like that because I feel like you're a slave to something. And I view it that I do 50% of my stuff as if I were to die tomorrow. I spend 50% of my energy as if I were to die tomorrow. And I spend the other 50% as if I were to live forever. So I do 50% to help my future, and I do 50% to enjoy the now. You gotta balance it. That is the perfect balance I have. Another big thing is, realize that if you're in a situation and you're not accepting the board and you're desiring for things to be different, you're desiring those overnight changes and you're ignoring the process of natural long-term growth, then that is where you suffer. If you're in a job, if I were in that bartender job and I would just constantly desire for my situation to be different, then I would suffer. But since I do not desire, I do not suffer. It's very simple. I have this long-term desire and I'm working for it. So that's why I don't have this long-term sadness. Since I've escaped the trap of being entrapped in short-term happinesses, in the short term, now and then, I have bad days. But in the long term, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy. Honestly. Very important. Number 3, always, and I repeat, always think for yourself. Everything is perspective. Everything is how you view it. So what do I mean when I say always think for yourself? Well, first thing first, all is perspective. At the end of the day, even the person you hate the most is right in some things. Everything is perspective, everything is how you view it, and there's no black and white. You're being thrown into thinking of A and B's, of blacks and whites. This person is either good, this person is either bad. This solution is either good, this solution is either bad. Either we should ban abortion, or we should let people do what they do, right? But it's never that simple. Everything has its ups and downs. It's very complicated. Unfortunately, you do have to choose in life. It's never that black and white. So everything is perspective. Every single thing ever can be viewed from hundreds of different perspectives. Well, like, think of yourself. Recently, I was climbing up I was hiking a mountain, and I was imagining my 100 past versions of myself, and I envisioned in my head all of them sitting around me in the fucking Colosseum, and I was ready to give up. Like, I was drained. I was drained, and I imagined all of them, depending on how mood and what state of life they'd be in, the 100 past versions of just me, myself, no different people. They would each say a different thing. Let's say that there was the most cynical version I've ever been in, the worst mood ever. He'd say, just give up, go down, bro. There was the most motivated, hype version. Like, go, keep going, keep going. They'd all say something different. So everything is perspective. The only thing that's real is now. That's the only thing that's fucking real. So I recommend to you is to have a code and live by it now. Don't be stubborn. Don't be stubborn, right? But it's okay to have a code and live by it now. If you genuinely believe in something for a reason, like if you have it justified, you can have fucking justified communism. I don't fucking know. I'm not a politics guys. But remember having this one conversation with my work colleague, and he said, oh yeah, communism wasn't that bad. And I said, like, bro, it was. Like, it sucked. And he immediately, without asking me, why do you think that, without trying to disprove me, without anything, he just said, yeah, you're right. It's like, bro, I lost all my respect to him at that point. It's like, I didn't want that. I didn't want him to say that. I don't know. I didn't really think about it, but then immediately I was like, bro, he's such a fucking pussy. That is why I viewed him as such a pussy. He was a 40-year-old guy. Imagine that. And I'm a 20-year-old there, and this guy's pussying out. That's very strange. It's not masculine. Don't be a fucking female. And even if you're a female, I recommend you don't be a female. How about that? In the standards of modern society, right? So have a code, live by it now. Don't be stubborn, be open-minded. But I think you should have your things that are justifiable. I would honestly, if someone just stupidly said that, like, oh, this is bullshit, with no argument, just like I said that to that colleague, right? Like, I didn't give him any arguments for it. I just kind of said it. And if someone would say that, I would say, bro, what do you mean? Like, why do you think that? You got to stand behind it, but be willing to be open-minded in the long term. But always think for yourself. I remember reading The Atomic Habits, an amazing book. I do recommend it. And there was this one recommendation that you should write stuff in your calendar. So I did try it. I was open-minded, but I did think for myself. And I just thought, oh, well, just because it works for the author, it doesn't mean it works for me. It didn't work for me. It wasn't good. I hated the process of having to write down everything in my calendar. And maybe I don't know. I'm still open-minded about it. I saw the benefits of it, but it just didn't work for me. And it's not for my lifestyle, for my life's mission. So that's how you should think. Step number 4. This is one of the most important steps and I would say the step number 5 is the most important in my humble opinion. All of them are important. It's a process. Take it through the process, right? But step number 4, aspire to grow. So what do I mean by that? By aspiring to grow. You've been entrapped in the rich people, right? They didn't want you, the fucking lottery motherfuckers, the casino makers. They don't want you to be rich naturally. Like, they throw upon you that people have inherited their money or they have won their money, which is obviously not true. Read literally one book about making money and you learn that it's not true. You just gotta be educated. People are just not educated, and that's why they believe bullshit like this. That's why you should aspire to grow. What does it mean to grow? Let's say you have a seed. You plant a seed, then you water it. Is it a fucking flower the next day? Is it a fucking 8 meters tall flower the next day? No, it grows slowly, 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 slowly. You were a baby some years ago. Now you're not. Was it a one-day change? No. Growth takes time. lucky start does not exist. The only things that do exist when it comes to growth is talent and discipline. What I mean by talent, I thought you said that a lucky start doesn't exist, but isn't talent a lucky start? No, it's just a prerequisite for something. I have been born to be more passionate towards, and maybe it was the stuff I did in my childhood. I'm not really sure of the specific how the biology of that works, but I'm more leaning towards working with my mind. I'm more a mind person, right? I'm not more of a handy person, and another person may just naturally be more magnetized towards a certain sport, for example, a certain type of work, a certain type of like a guy might just naturally he will just see some patterns in something. Let's say he's an artist, he would just naturally be better with his hand. That does exist, yeah, but that's not a lucky start. That's just sticking true to what is really passionate for you. And then the only other thing that ever exists is discipline. Those are the only two things that exist, nothing else. And then you aspire to grow in that. All you just need to do is for a long enough time, do the same thing over and over, and eventually results will come. It's that fucking simple. Like, are people retarded? Like, that's why people are fucking taking steroids. And I understand the people that take it for their reasons to compete in sports. It's a whole other scenario, but the people that actually take them to faster the progress, that is so fucking stupid. You're literally sacrificing your health just to have an easier start, an easier boost. That's why in video games you have those quick boost packages. Like, have you ever played a game and it was like the quick start package? Like in fucking Fortnite, you have a battle pass and it helps you get 20 tiers straight, that you have a quicker start for the start of the season. Yeah, because people know that people want that. They want a quick start. It's so stupid. The only thing that when it comes to growth is that it takes time and discipline. You just gotta be disciplined enough to do it over and over. If I keep doing these videos over and over and I improve upon it, then eventually it will work. Well, hopefully. Nothing is certain. Let's imagine two scenarios, right? I keep doing these videos for 10 years straight. And then another scenario where I do nothing for 10 years straight, and suddenly I get this bump of motivation and I do a video. Now, in which scenario will I do better? So start now, because growth takes a hell lot of time. A shit ton of time. And step number 5, the most important step out of all of them, act with wisdom. This is the only step that is not mental. This is the last step to take that mental, shift that mental into action. Because the very big problem is that by not failing, you fail. As I just said, that scenario, you plan a thing for 10 years and then you do one video. You actually don't even learn by that shit. I recommend to you that, think about it. Talking/thinking about something is literally just that. It is just talking and thinking, which is, yeah, it's good. It's good to plan, but I recommend you act before planning. That is my biggest piece of advice. You take it through this quick process, have a quick mind process, act, and then plan. Never plan too much. You can plan a little bit. Yeah, some things are necessary to plan. Obviously, plan your fucking wedding, but you shouldn't just like overplan shit. The big problem is that people overplan shit, and then they suddenly start seeing how bad and how difficult it will actually be, and you don't actually learn anything about that. All you learn is to plan again the next time. If you act, then you learn to act again the next time. Action is what separates the greats. There's a fucking kid out there that could be the next LeBron James, but what actually separates him and the person that will actually get into the NBA and maybe isn't even that naturally good at the sport and doesn't even have that much of a potential than him, is the difference that guy that actually got into the NBA was the one that went and practiced, went and acted. And then that guy is throwing away his potential by fucking jerking off to girls and guys and whatnot, tentacles. By jerking off to hentai. So action is the last step. And also you can treat this process as facing situations. Let's say your girlfriend cheats on you. So step number 1, you accept the lack of full control. It's already happened. You accept it and you think, okay, well, all I have to do is accept it. Unfortunately, it sucks, but I cannot do anything else. Like it's if I don't accept it, then I will desire for things to be different and I will suffer. So you realize that the desire is to suffer. That's the second step. So you either will desire for things to be different, which will then lead to suffering, or you don't desire, which will not lead to suffering. That's your choice, either if you want to desire or not. Then you take the first step. Always think for yourself, no matter what your girlfriend is saying, no matter her fucking justifications for why she have cheated on you. You be open-minded, you really think, go through the process of thinking, you think harder, you think for yourself though, you don't take her opinion as a fact, and you realize, well, fuck that bitch, and fuck off. Then you have the fourth step, aspire to grow. So you realize, okay, well, maybe in the short term it will suck, but you say, fuck the short term, I want the long term, I want the growth. So you say, fuck off, girlfriend, I will improve upon myself, I will find a bigger meaning in life. Then you aspire to grow, and then you act. The last act is to actually act upon it. You act with wisdom, so you call up your girlfriend, you say, you know what, I'm done with your ass. And simple as that. Boom, bitty, bum, boom, boom, boom. Or you're stuck in a situation you don't want to be in. You're working a 9 to 5. So step number 1, accept the lack of full control. You realize, oh yeah, I gotta make money to survive in today's society. Unfortunately, that fucking sucks. I accept the lack of full control. I gotta do it. The second step, realize desire leads to suffering. So I realized that I have a desire to be an actor, for example. I want to be a great, great actor. Well, it will lead to suffering because I will have to invest a lot of money into it, a lot of energy, but eventually the desire is worth it and is suffering. Now, at the same time, I'm in this job, I don't want things to immediately change because I realize that growth takes time, so I don't desire the immediate change, therefore I don't suffer in that way. Third step, always think for myself. No matter what my boss tells me, no matter what anyone tells me, no matter what my mom tells me, I know I'm born to be an actor. At least I can learn from that. Maybe I'm not born, but maybe I am. I don't fucking know, but I think I am. So I think for myself, that's the least you can do, because even if your body is entrapped in a situation you don't want to be in, working in stupid 9 to 5 because of this stupid system that we live in, they will never get your mind. They will never get your mind if you are open-minded and not stubborn and don't take everybody else's opinions for granted. Don't even take my opinions for granted, for fuck's sake. Then you think for the fourth step, I want to be an actor, aspire to grow, growth takes time, so I aspire to grow, I invest the money I can from my job into it, I go to acting courses, I go to auditions, whatever, and then you act with wisdom. You don't just think this, you actually act upon it. Boom! That is a fulfilling life. If you do nothing, then nothing changes. That's what this whole thing is about, and once I've started to look at life this way, my life is different. It's life. I can call it life. If I were to look at from a third-person perspective as what my day would look like when I was 17, I wouldn't even call it life. I'd call that a fucking NPC. I was an NPC, bro. Yeah, maybe that's my ego talking. Last step is have faith and you will be blessed. Now, this is not some religion bullshit. I said I do believe in God, but at the end of the day, you gotta believe. If you don't believe in better tomorrows, then you will not ever be blessed. You gotta believe that you're moving in a direction. And I wouldn't even say better tomorrows, necessarily. I think today is the second best day of my life, and the best day is tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll think the same thing. But today is the second best day of my life. That's good enough. Jeez. If I were to smash the second hottest girl in the fucking universe, I mean, pretty good. I didn't even care what the first one looks like. It's probably not going to be that different, right? I don't know why. It's a stupid comparison, but you get the point. You gotta believe. Once you lose the faith, that's where you lose the hope, and obviously you lose hope, because you're getting these short-term dopamine hits. You think everything is so short-term. You have this short attention span. You think that everything is overnight. Obviously, you don't have faith. Like, you work out for 2 months and you don't have abs. Oh, you might as well give up. It will take more than 2 months, bro. Jesus. Like, people work out for 2 weeks and don't see progress, and they're like, fuck. Just have faith. Stick to it long enough. You will be blessed. That is the only path to a fulfilling life. And one other thing I may add before finishing this presentation is you comment your opinions. I'd be glad to hear them. If you think something different, I'm very glad to hear other people's opinions. So please comment and correct me if I got something wrong. But the thing is, another reason to strive for a fulfilling life, because think of what is the opposite of that. Yeah, a miserable life. A life you will want to exit, avoid, escape. That is the sad reality. So maybe I'm wrong about having to do all this. But I definitely know that the opposite of not doing all this is going to lead you to some fucking misery. If you never accept the lack of full control, you always want things to change. You don't realize that to have a real desire and real passion is to go through the pain, and you only want things to change immediately. You never think for yourself. You always take other people's opinions for granted. You never aspire to grow. You never realize that things take time. You always things suddenly change, like a fucking messiah coming and giving you fucking $1 million, and you never actually act, and you only have that in your mind. Then what kind of fucking life are you leading? You're leading the life I was leading when I was 17, and I wanted to I wanted to leave the life I was living. Like I genuinely thought that life is so bad that no matter what afterlife is, it cannot be worse. it's a mindset I had, and I justified it. I justified it to myself. It's a very sad thing. I'm glad I never lost faith. That is why I believe in God. My own reason, right? Like I have my own reason to believe in it, and it could be a blind faith. I don't know. Well, think about it. Think about the situation you're in. Take it through the 5-step process. Let me know what situation you're in and what you want to change in life, and I'll be glad to talk with you. Stay strong, man. Stay strong. Life is hard. Honestly, I still believe my theory that everyone subconsciously wants to die, and we're just escaping that urge. We're just making the meaning of life ourselves, just so we don't want to die. So, you better be good at it. It's a skill. Don't watch porn and clean your room. That's what's going to give you discipline and organization. So, do that. See you. And if you're a girl, how about you DM me a picture of your feet covered in chocolate? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. See you.